using the mic. Thank you very much. Group 4, yes.
IP analysis, the industry of instant photo printing devices for smartphones. As the title suggests,
Wow.
The three of us, Mohammed, Victor, myself, Stephanie, we decided to have a deeper look into one of our products that related on our task 1 and 2. So, today we'll give some brief introduction on what we were left off with the task, how we used it for preparing the search results, what kind of charts and graphics we get out of them, and finally we have a closer look about the threats and opportunities in this business. So, as you have seen on the intro slide, this is about the instant photo printing device. And originally, this one has been filed as a patent by Print. This is a company founded by the 3 inventors in France in 2014, but then later on, they transferred their right for their main patent, the shell for a portable telecommunication system, to its current owner, QuickPix LLC, which is a company now in the US. But for the other patent, the method for enhancing the media content of a picture, this one still belongs to Print officially. So, we used Print and QuickPix as the 2 owners in our query, and additionally we used some other statements to search for similar products, but then we excluded instant message and letter printing, which do not have something with instant picture printing. And finally, we added the B41 as an IP code to relate just the product with having to do with printing. So that left off with 30 patents that you can see on this list here. And we had a 20-year look, so then we have a better overview. And you can see there are 2 waves. The first one started in 2004. So that came to a soon decrease in 2007, because that's when Apple launched his first iPhone. And until then, the phone was usually used for business people. So instant, like taking picture and photo printing was not really a key feature. And on top of that, Polaroid, the company with its iconic instant camera printing, has ceased its production in 2008. So back then, it was said that physical photos have come to an end and digital pictures have taken over. So of course, there was no much need of certain inventions. But in 2014, roughly 10 years later, the second trend started because some people wanted to revive this fascination for these kind of pictures, and also the usage of smartphones became so popular that it helped actually innovations like print, and you can see the trend is still fluctuating but still going on. And the technical field it usually is of course the one we choose B41 for the printing devices, so specifically in subdivision J, where it's about selective printing mechanisms. And another category that is also highly referred is about electric digital data processing. And now I hand over to Mohammed with some further insights.
Thank you, Stephanie. Now we will delve deeper into the applicants of the patent. So in the first half of the 2000s, only Fujifilm had applications related to this patent. You can see here that there are 2 patents in 2001 and 2 patents in 2005, both are filed by Fujifilm. But then, as Fujifilm left the industry, it paved way for other smaller companies like QuickPix, DS Glover, and LG Electronics to come into the market of instant camera printing. And since 2014, these companies have made an effort to revive instant camera printing. So according to expert business analysts, the current worldwide instant printing camera market amounts to almost 1,449 million US dollars. And this is expected to increase to 2,287 million US dollars by 2027. If this growth happens, it will be at a rate of 7.9% compounded annual growth rate. And this will pave way for more smaller companies like Print to enter the market and innovate and bring more new products to the market. So here, this list of patents, it ranks from highest to lowest, the companies that have filed these patents. And then you can see that there's Canon, and you might wonder that Canon is a big name in the market, but then Canon only has one patent. Why is that so? Canon diverted its focus from instant camera printing because it wasn't working out for it. It instead focused on its cash cow item, that was the DSLR camera. And then other companies with single patent here, including, you can see that there's a big name, LG, they did not innovate much in the category, and hence they just filed one patent and they were not that well known in this category. And lastly, for my part, I will discuss about the distribution of patents by countries. So as Stephanie mentioned, the original owners of the patent were based in France. So there was one patent filed in France, and then one of the owners, he had his domicile changed to the US, so we also see US. The other two main regions are Australia and Asia. And for Asia, as you know that there are a lot of tech companies based in Asia, it makes sense that Japan has 7 patents and Republic of Korea has 5 patents. Now I'll pass it on to Victor to talk more about the threats and opportunities faced by print.
Thank you, Muhammad. So now let me introduce the threats and opportunities for the business of the print. So as mentioned by Muhammad, we discovered some of the patents applied by Fujifilm, but there's only 4. So why Fujifilm only applied such two few patents? Well, actually Fujifilm, we all know that is making color films and camera in the past 2 decades, and you can see there's a figure about how Fujifilm designed the portable instant photo printer. But as well as what Stephanie said, in 2007, smartphones came up which disrupt the market, and after a few years, even Kodak is down because of bankruptcy. We all know that Kodak is also producing the color films for not only the Hollywood.
Kodak is dead. Fuji,
yes.
For some reason, they changed to something else.
Yes, but the Kodak is down because of the data products like the color films and the cameras, right? But why Fujifilm is survived? This is because they have moved their business to another business field, which is the medical field. Yes. Especially, they also have a laboratories making some products like cosmetic products and medical field. One of the identical examples
is a very famous story in the industry, Kodak versus Fuji.
Yes, and what the identical example is the Avigan. We all know that Avigan is a medicine you treat the flu, but nowadays, especially under the pandemic, it's also used for the COVID-19. So, where the Fujifilm has moved its business from making the color films and the camera to the medical field or even the cosmetic field, using its own R&D solution, and the results they have found, they almost exit from the camera industry. So, is this a threat of print? Maybe not, but from our search queries, what we obtained, another company called the DS Global is a threat actually. Why? Because it has a main production line of Coffee, which is a mini instant photo printer, and we can see that from the official website, we know that they have invented a lot of technology which is related to the instant photo printer, like the software hardware technology in the coloring, imaging, and the printing field, with this very small, very tiny portable printer. And that's why, and we also see that from the patent search results, the trend of the applicants, we can see the color right here is actually the quick curve paste LCC and the print corp, which is related to the print products. But you can see that the light blue one, in a few years from 2019 to the current year, they also applied such a lot of patents which is related to the portable printer. And
just curious, people like me or the other audience would ask, quick question, can I buy it now in Hong Kong?
For this global
yeah.
Maybe you can buy it online.
Okay,
Yes,
let's talk about it. Okay.
Yes. So is this a potential competitor of prints? Obviously, yes, because they're still keeping the investigation and the R&D progress in such these products, and they are still working on it. And other than that, the print concept is also obviously the DS Global also seen that, and that's why they are keeping for to make this product to the target customer are also focused on.
2 more minutes.
Okay, it's also focused on, okay, if I want some memorable pictures which are taken from somebody for just a few seconds, these products can allow me to print that photo instantly and share to the others. So what we thought is print should also keep the R&D on the features and the instant photo printers to keep the recent of us, because the market still exists. We don't want to give up this market. Or if they really stop the investigation, or they are really, or DS Global came up and turning its customer to the DS Globals, then the products of print may become a dead similar to Kodak, or even a way of banking. And that's the reference we use for the research. And that's all for our presentation. And if you have any question, you may ask now. Thank you.
For me, I don't ask the question first. Anyone want to ask that question? I tell you one interesting thing. Challenging your teammate is one very happy thing to do. Try, okay? Ask difficult question. Go for it. They thought they are doing good. Okay, but let's see. I tell you, one day when you study MBA, it's not the teacher marking here, the people here. The people marking here. Those who ask a good question, normally the A person at the end of the semester. Not the people here. But anyway, they are shy, okay, so they give you an excuse. Thank you very much, and you believe this kind of product, after you do the analysis, would really take off in the future, let's say 5 years, can you believe it can survive? Not a challenging question, just, I don't know, what you think.
So I think that since this is a very nostalgic thing, people from early 2000s, they try to revive this concept now in the later 2020 and 2021 even. So I think that these products will thrive for a long time because people are nostalgic about things. We keep records, record labels, discs, even though we have iPods, even though we have mobile phones, even though we have Spotify.
It turn away from purely digital into some physical.
Yes.
Some.
And then this is a very nostalgic thing for us. And I think most of the people, and as predicted by the analysts, trends by analysts, I think that these products will thrive.
Okay. Again, back to that question. If I place the order tonight, when you think I can get a product?
I think they have a distribution center in South Korea. So if you order, I think maybe depending on their shipping partner, you might be able to get it like within a week.
When?
I mean, within a week. It really depends on
because
the shipping
next
partner.
Monday would be the inauguration, the ceremony. So that would be interesting. I can tell you one more potential applications. There are a lot of seminars when physical come back and people take pictures with senior officials, government, somebody, delegates. And nowadays people don't normally receive gift. And for a lot of reasons, they only at most. Not even the frame might be okay. Symbolically, we take a picture. Now I have a paper, a piece of paper as a souvenir. But be careful. Chance exists. People might challenge. Can we save some trees? Can we save the environment? Not to print out anything. Your company need to prepare to answer it. Okay. Although you can always say it's just a small piece of paper, and then people will say the combination of millions of such things will still harm the world. You need to find a way to answer it. Okay, people could be very challenging from the media, from the marketing, from the newspaper, from your competitors, from the environmental friendly group. You need to answer it. Okay. For me, I would say it's not the end of the world. We waste a lot of paper, but still. Who could be the second competitor?
The DS Global?
Okay. Why China don't have this product? Does it include a lot of high-end science behind it? Seems not.
Seems not, yeah. Maybe it's like based on the demand. In China, people are not that, maybe they're focused more on green environment.
Okay, I will try to find on Taobao, Alibaba, see whether they have something like that. I'll tell you one very interesting story. Recently, for just about 2 weeks, when I go to the Taobao, I see some very interesting new gadgets. A few $100, 1,000 at most. Robot arm. I wear a glove, and when I move, the thing remotely mimic what I have been doing, just like what we see in Star Wars movie. Just a few $100. And when I move a ball in terms of a small robot dog, it can catch me, follow my movement. That kind of thing did not exist a few months ago. And I suddenly feel, and for Stephanie, you're returning back, the medium, lower level science, engineers are really at their high skill. Even ordinary technician level, they can do things very, very stunning. Interesting. Representing the talent in some locations. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for your time.